Huddle up, boys. We got 12 personnel. I want right wing, U return, Waggle, 117, Brick, Z stud, X over. Georgia ran this play against Tennessee, and Stetson Bennett hit Ladd McConkey for the Bulldogs' second touchdown of the game. Let's break it down. We're in 12 personnel under center here. So we got one halfback and two tight ends. Georgia has the best tight end room in the country, so they run a lot of 12 personnel. The Y sets our strength. Z goes with him off the ball. X goes opposite. He's on the ball. The U is our second tight end in a wing position, and he's our adjuster on this play. U return. We're going to go ahead and kick that motion for that second tight end, let him cross the quarterback and return back. This helps Stetson Bennett identify the man coverage that he is getting. Waggle, 117, Brick. This is our run action pass protection off of our zone scheme. Usually you get a guard pulling in this situation, but we're going to use our Swiss Army knife, Brock Bowers in this case, to pull around and protect. Brick tells both tight ends that they are involved in pass protection on this play. Waggle. Let's talk about the waggle action here on this. The halfback is going to fake zone, and then he's on a check release. The quarterback is going to play fake, set up thin on the edge of the pocket. This is not a naked bootleg because he has a front side protector. Z stud. This is our stutter and go route. We're going to push to 12, give a great stutter, and then we're gone. X is on a 12 to 15 yard over route, and he's going to stay on the move. Now, since we have a protector coming across on the pull, I would go ahead and let my front side tight end out on a slip route so that I have a hot, but it didn't matter. Georgia didn't need that because Ladd McConkey ran a beautiful stutter and go route. Stetson Bennett found him for a big touchdown. This is 12 personnel, right wing, U return, Waggle, 117, Brick, Z stud, X over.
That's great stuff right
there.
There
You go.
Coney. I do want to say defensively, if you look at it, Tennessee's in cover one there, man free, whatever you want to call it. It's so difficult. And when you have a wide receiver split out to each side out of 12 personnel, when you got two tight ends inside, in cover one, we always used to tell that sky safety. So you obviously have one safety that's coming down to help with the other safety. You got one safety in the sky. You're manned up on the corners out there wide. It's so tough when you have wide, kind of two guys wide like that for that safety in the sky. You tell them you're deeper than the deepest, but at some point, if you're ever going to get there, you have got to, you're reading eyes. Yeah. You're reading eyes the whole time. And it's really that first movement. We talk about quarterbacks moving the safety with their eyes, right? So I'm in the sky, I'm at safety, I'm looking at the quarterback. He moves shoulders here. I got a vertical on the outside. I've got to haul ass and go.
Yeah.
But like, I've got to go because there's no way I can come back to the middle of the field and then reverse and go all the way to the other side and get that guy. That safety kind of got caught in that position of the field. He was trying to stay low to take away the inside. What it really turns into is zero on the outside. It truly is 1v1, and that's a great job of understanding. We talk about motions, right? People think that guys motion to get guys open. No, people motion players to find out what coverage you're in.
Yeah.
Because if I know what coverage you're in, that's why we talk about disguising and why Nick Saban and them are so great at it. And all the Rip Liz match stuff and the stuff he was doing was they were statues until the snap. You never really knew how much were they in zone or were they in man. But if there's one way to find out, it's in motion. So that's why.
My question for you as a defensive guy, because when I was breaking this down, you saw Stetson Bennett kick Brock Bowers in motion and let him return. The defense, one guy didn't really go with him in man. They were passing it off. So talk to me about that from a defensive perspective, what the philosophy is there, and how can a quarterback still identify, oh, it's still man, even though one person isn't running with my motion guy the whole time?
Yeah. So you trade that for two reasons. We used to call it switch. I'm going to switch. And it's something you talk about. Obviously, if my man motions to this side, he becomes your man. One of the reasons you do that is in case they give you that kind of, you see the Chiefs do it a bunch, where they start motioning a guy one way. Ohio scored a touchdown on it earlier in the week. They start motioning a guy. They know you're in man. You're like, hey, trade, switch, whatever you want to call it. Then that guy stops and runs right back out. Tyreek Hill did it all the time for the Chiefs, and your eyes are kind of screwed up. You want to make sure that you're communicating that and you guys are both on the same page. The second reason you do that is because if he starts motioning this way and you start running this way, they can catch you and out leverage you if he just takes off for an arrow route or something in the flat, or they spit something underneath. If I trade it off, now if you run anything outside, you're running right into the guy I traded it off. Yeah. Now the question becomes, that's if everything is even. You see what I'm saying? Now then you have safeties where you hear the term spin down, right? All right, it's 2x2. It's 2x2. We just had motion to make it 3x1. We're going to spin these safeties. You know, some of that. One's gonna go down, the other one's gonna go up. We're gonna trade off. But again, at the end of the day, it's not just about coverage, and I know you know this. It's not just about man and zone. It's about matchups. I know if I'm in man, I know that matchup is true man on man. I know if it's zone, he may sit it down. He's got more room to operate. That's how the option route was born, to be able to attack zone coverage if people, weren't confident enough to get in man.
Another important part of this play, it was 1st and 10, and it was the first play of a drive after a turnover. So Todd Monken, the Tennessee defense was expecting run there, give a little play fake. Not only is it man coverage, but it was soft coverage. Perfect stuttering. Just cooked him on the first.
That's a great thing that Ladd McConkey does. He's one of the best actors when it comes to receivers in college football. It's the little subtleties that you see with him. One thing I always say as a coach, if you're running a double move, and I like having your eyes down somewhat because you think the DB's thinking you're doing what? You're counting yards.
Yeah.
Right? You're counting yards so you get in a certain place, then you're going to break it down and go. And Ladd just gets on his toes. First of all, the trust that Kirby has and Ladd McConkey, you'd love to see that there. Gets on his toes quick, in and out with his hips. It's beautiful. Sells it with what? When you run a fake, you got to sell it with your hands and your eyes. You sell it with both of those. DBs start to believe. Once that happened, all it takes is one step. He bit. He wrapped the corner, and he was gone. Beautiful ball by Seth.
I used to always tell our DBs, trust their hands, not their eyes. Trust their hands, not their eyes.
Trust their hands.
Eyes will fool you. Receivers will fool you with their eyes. Quarterbacks will fool you with their eyes. Women will fool you with their eyes. But they're not going to fool you with your hands. How many times do you see a receiver running and he just puts his hands up like this and then puts them back down and starts running again? No, they don't. The only time you'll ever see them put their hands up and fake is if they turn around and go like this and then go on a release.
We would say the same thing about
You don't see them running
corners.
like this because when you're running, you're having to move your hands. That's why when I'm in, Blaine, come here real quick. I'm thinking see us. Maybe they'll see us. So if I'm in coverage right here and I'm in phase, and I always want to be in phase in the back pocket right here when he's running, because again, now we see with the back shoulder, if I'm in phase and I'm too far out in front, he can hit me in the back shoulder, right? Or run the post underneath me. If I'm in phase and I'm in this back hip and he's running, we used to teach guys to swat this arm, all right? Not hold it because it's a penalty, because run, Blaine, try and run. Use your arms to run. If he starts using his arms to run and I do this, you're not going as fast. You see what I'm saying? That's when you see receivers trying to do all that stuff. But again, I slow him down, I get my eyes back around, I can't get beat underneath, I'm able to recover over the top. Yeah. That's perfect position. But I don't want to sit here and be looking at your eyes, all right? Because I'm pushing the arm or the hip, because if I'm pushing the hip, I'm widening you out to the sideline. Because your eyes go up, all right, like this, and all of a sudden I turn around like this, that's when you're going to sit down on me and come outside or push off and go for the touchdown. But if I'm here, and I see hands go up and eyes go up, I'm up. Because then that's when you see guys going through up like this. But the best ones are the ones who can see the hands here going up, and that's when they turn their eyes around, and that's when you see Surtain and them and guys like that and Marlon Humphrey be able to jump up and pick the ball off. But a lot of it happens in phase. In phase, on time. That's what we used to say all the time.
Love it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and tell all your friends about it as well. More content soon.